Hi,
I'm Josh,
I'm Alex.
I'm Nicholas.
I'm Asher.
and we want to talk to you about our planet.
As humans, we've done some right, but we've done a lot wrong.
We made scientific breakthroughs and discovered new things.
It also polluted our skies, dirtied our oceans, and harmed our fellow animals.
But I think the scariest thing we're doing is destroying ourselves.
Millions of things we love and depend on.
Food,
Water,
Coffee?
whatever delicacies you like to consume, we're destroying them by accelerating climate change.
Let's take a trip around the world and find what exactly is being lost.
Our first stop is the plains of the American Southeast, where giant corn farms are harvesting their corn crops. Sadly, however, they may not be farming this corn for much longer. In about the last 40 years, from 1980 to 2020, corn production has been down by 13%. The main reason for this decline in corn production is climate change and global warming. The greenhouse effect is the concept that all the air pollution and greenhouse gases, produced mainly by burning natural gases, is being trapped in our atmosphere. With the path that our society is on right now, things will only get worse. Now, what can we do about it? The most basic solution would be to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Of course, the most direct way of doing it is by finding new sustainable energy sources. However, there are things that we can also do as individuals. For example, instead of individually commuting to work, we can use public transit, carpool, or even bike or walk to work if we live nearby. In conclusion, all the problems that have been made by climate change are a result of us. It is also our responsibility to fix it. And if you're someone who prefers corn tortillas over flour tortillas, I recommend we do something.
Next stop, the Bean Belt, also known as Central and South America, Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. The two main types of coffee plant that are responsible for production of coffee are coffee arabica and coffee robusta. Temperatures above 23 degrees Celsius impede the ripening and development of the plant's cherries. If temperatures reach 30 degrees Celsius, the plant's leaf could be yellow or be lost, and the growth of the arabica plant as a whole will be reduced. By 2080, coffee production will have been severely impacted by climate change. Up to 90% of the area suitable for the growth of coffee arabica will be gone. Harvest losses could be as much as 70%. Coffee is a drink that many people across the world love. If we don't take action, the favorite drink of many will be lost.
Now let's take a dive next to the coast of New York, where there used to be a giant reef of oysters. During the late 1800s, the oyster population in the Chesapeake Bay was booming. But due to overharvesting, pollution, and rising CO2 levels, things are different today. Now, oyster reefs around the US only contain 2% of the oysters they had before. Humanity's obsession with carbon dioxide creating activities are increasing the levels of dissolved CO2 in our oceans. This excess CO2 is reacting with water molecules and creating weak carbonic acid, lowering the pH of our waters. Oyster shells are being dissolved by the more acidic water and environment that they're living in, leading to declining reefs and weaker oysters. Okay, so you might be thinking, what's the big deal? I don't even like oysters. I've never even had an oyster before. But I'm here to tell you that oysters also may be a big weapon in our fight against climate change. This species is very helpful to the whole ocean ecosystem. They clear out pollution, they give other animals homes, and they protect against coastal erosion. Because they are filter feeders, oysters remove carbon, nitrogen, and other pollutants from the waters that they live in. An adult oyster can filter up to 40 gallons of water a day. Many efforts are being made to repopulate deserted oyster reefs, like in New York, Louisiana, and our very own Bay Area, but they're not doing enough. We need to start doing more for nature's filter feeders.
And lastly, let's go to Kyrgyzstan. Climate change has been devastating to honey production in Kyrgyzstan in particular because of how it affects wildflowers. In the past, Kyrgyzstan's unique geography made it possible for high-quality honey to be produced in large quantities. However, climate change has led to the melting of small glaciers, diminishing the irrigation water supply and causing difficulties for the flowers. Additionally, farmers have been using uncontrolled pesticides to increase crop yields in the wake of the changing climate, leading to the mass extinction of bees and a sharp decrease in the production of honey. Beekeepers have had no choice but to move their bees to high mountain pastures to avoid these pesticides. We must find ways to combat climate change, not only to protect honey production, but also to ensure the survival of bees, which are vital for the pollination of crops and agriculture as a whole.